súbanle al volumen porque ya están aquí Paul Shortino, ex vocalista de Quiet Riot, y Dave Bickler, ex vocalista de Survivor, que son parte del lineup de Icons of Classic Rock, junto con músicos de bandas como, ¿quién más está? De 70s, 80s, desde AC/DC, Boston, The Romantics, Santana, Foreigner, y van a estar este sábado 13 de mayo en la Arena Ciudad de México, 13 de mayo, en la Arena Ciudad de México. Y les digo una cosa, obviamente los que tienen más de 40 años, 45, y los que tienen buen gusto musical saben perfectamente quiénes son estas bandas. Y hoy está con nosotros Paul, The Quiet Riot.
Hey, come and feel the noise, baby.
Aparte les digo una cosa, estamos en el Facebook de W Radio y ahí nos pueden ver, para que se logueen ahorita a Facebook y vean a Paul y a Dave físicamente en el Facebook de W Radio. Y está con nosotros Dave Bickler de Survivor.
Hola.
O sea, have you any idea, guys, of the amount of times that we played your songs on this radio show? Have you any idea? No. Have you any idea? So this is actually, let me tell you, this is actually talk radio, okay? But I started my radio life as a DJ. So I'm obsessed with music. So every Friday now and then, without our boss's permission, we turned this radio show into a 3-hour-long music galore.
Oh, that's awesome.
Excellent.
So we played Quiet Riot. We played and we sang Survivor.
I also was with a band called Rough Cut, for the Rough Cut fans out there.
For the Rough Cut fans out there.
That Ronnie James Dio produced the band.
Oye, pero I'm just listening to your voice, specifically you, Paul, and it is such a rock and roll voice. Not everybody can sing rock and roll.
Oh, no. But I also sing like Etta James stuff. I like singing outside of the rock and roll stuff.
So I'm sure you can sing At Last.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. At last, my love has come along. These lonely nights are forever. And life is like a song.
Yeah, but that's a rock blues type of voice, 100%.
Well, the rock and roll, the album I did with Quiet Riot, I replaced Kevin, and it was more like a Whitesnake, bluesy kind of record.
Whitesnake, it's been ages.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't Whitesnake la de Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love? Okay, you couldn't have done this show with any other radio personality but me. Because I know those songs.
Now, with the Rough Cut stuff, I put one song in the show because I do Come On Feel the Noise, and then I do Dreamin' Again. And we did a special arrangement that is Spanish. That is,
Spanish?
well, it's a Latin version. Instead of the heavy metal version from Rough Cut, it's there's a dim misty blue horizon. So I did it specially for the Latin countries.
Yeah, because you're going to be, and I'll talk to you in a second, Dave.
Okay.
Don't lose your patience. So, because you're going to be in Mexico, but I saw that you're also going to Central America.
Yes.
Where are you going to be?
Well, we've already been down to Bolivia, and we also were in, I think we're going to Ecuador.
Did I see Nicaragua in there somewhere?
No existe en el mapa.
Cállate, irrespetuosa.
No existe en el mapa de los
I'm asking if you're
conciertos.
going to Nicaragua because I'm originally Nicaraguan.
I think so.
She says that
Yes, we are going to
Nicaragua
Nicaragua.
isn't even on the map. She's so disrespectful of my country.
No.
Honduras, Salvador. You see, you were
yeah.
going to Central America.
Yes, absolutely.
¿A dónde más? Panamá. Ya fueron
And
a
maybe
Panamá.
Colombia. I've already been to Colombia with Quiet Riot. And and I'm also doing mental health.
Mental health.
And
That's
also
That's great.
the Wild and the Young. And then the Wild and the Young, we're doing it our own way. I introduce the whole band and let the percussionists do something. Everybody do a little feature them in the middle of the song. It's a breakdown. So we're not doing anything like the record.
Oh, yeah,
to a little bit.
Of course.
People,
But I'm wondering, and that is something I've always thought, many bands have had many lead singers throughout their life. So in your case, Paul, how did you do that audition?
it was really weird. We had did this thing called Hearing Aid with Ronnie James Dio, and Dave Medichetti was one of the singers, Rob Halford, myself, Ronnie James Dio, and it was right after Michael Jackson did We Are the World. So
this is 1984?
85,
yeah.
85, 86.
And you were how old?
I was in my 30s.
Okay,
So my line was, and we all need to touch a rainbow. And I had one other line in the song, but it was called We're Stars. And Vince Neil, Ted Nugent, they all sang the choruses, Carmine Apiece. Just every heavy metal person in the business was at this event. We recorded it at A&M Records and then finished the vocals at Rumbo.
Yeah.
But I got to be really tight with Kevin. We were friends, Kevin DeBro. And we were touring Japan. And Quiet Riot was right before Rough Cut while we were touring. Yeah. Well, we all became friends at the Stars thing. So this is about a year later, and they decide they want to get rid of Kevin, or they're having issues with the singer. Yeah. And so it took me a year in hiding because they only had one more year with Pasha Records, and Pasha signed the band to CBS Records. So they were the middleman. So it took us a year. We cut 3 tracks. One of them is Stay With Me Tonight. We did a video of that. And the other songs didn't make it. One song was with Tommy Lee and Frankie Bonelli doing a drum off in the middle of the song. And the guy that wrote the song was Russ Ballard, who wrote The Man in the Mirror for Michael Jackson. So anyways, to make a long story endless, basically to jump forward, they kept me in hiding from the producer because they only had one more record to deal with him, and then they could go directly to CBS. Yeah. So I was doing demos, and then as soon as the producer heard me sing, then it was all over. We were in the litigation, and then we recorded a record a year later. So it was
and
really
from
interesting.
From the start, they said you're so perfect for Quiet Riot. It wasn't like, okay, Paul, in this part, I think you need to go in a higher pitch. You need to yell a little bit more. You were just perfect.
Yeah, I changed the whole thing. I changed their whole sound.
Do you understand Spanish at all, Dave?
Very little.
Very little. Where do you guys live?
I live in Las Vegas.
You live in Las Vegas, and you, Dave?
I live in New York.
In New York,
in Westchester County, Chappaqua.
Of course, it's.
I lived in Los Angeles for 40 years.
Well, you should be fluent in Spanish. Come on.
I know. Well, I'm Italian, so I mean, with a name like Shortino, I should. They didn't speak it in the house, but I'm getting the Rosetta Stone, so I will know how to speak Spanish.
Okay, well, we're
Guantanamera.
Guantanamera.
There's going to be a test.
I've never known. Yes. Of course, there is going to be a test. Where is Guantanamera from? I've actually never known.
¿De
dónde es Guantanamera? ¿Alguien sabe? Guantanamera.
Guantanamera ha de ser puertorriqueña o
será cubana.
Ahorita lo vemos.
Guantanamera. We're going to find
Guajira,
out.
Guajira.
But I'm sure it's not Mexican for sure.
No es mexicana.
¿De dónde es, Carlos? ¿De dónde es?
Guantanamera.
Es cubana, ¿no?
Sí, espérate.
Well, what are you going to say? What is the Richie Valens tune was...
Claro que es cubana, hombre.
Richie Valens.
But he did...
Para bailar la bamba se necesita una poca de gracia.
Yeah,
una
that's
poca de gracia y ahí arriba.
That is Mexico, right?
That is. también es nuestra.
Bamba es nuestra.
La bamba es nuestra.
Totalmente, porque la bamba es
¿Pero qué
veracruzana.
será veracruzana?
Y Guantanamera es cubana 100%.
Sí, Guantanamera es Cuban, so
Ajá.
la bamba es
La bamba.
Veracruz.
Y Cielito Lindo no sabemos todavía.
Sí, Cielito Lindo no sabemos de
interesting.
quién es.
I'm glad
Oye, now let me go. We're going to sing all together
Yes.
after I talk
sure.
to Dave.
Yeah.
So Dave Bickler, déjenme decirles, cuentavientes, que él, pues es el vocalista original de Survivor del 78 al 83. So you're the original guy.
Yeah, I'm the original guy.
You're the guy with the plan. You're the man with
I don't
the
know
plan.
about a plan. I don't think I ever had a plan. If I had a plan, I would
So
have.
this is
been smarter.
1978, right?
Yeah, 1970. Yeah, 1978, correct.
1978. So you're what age? What are you doing? And how do you end up singing
I was like
for
28
Survivor?
years old
Uh-huh.
at the time, and I was singing jingles in Chicago.
I know. Give me a jingle. We love singing
Okay.
jingles.
Oh, let's see. Well, real man of genius. That's a more recent one, but that's an example.
Wow. So you were singing jingles, and then
Singing jingles in Chicago, and so was Jim Peterick. And Jim Peterick was in a band called the Eyes of March with the song "Vehicle." He had a big hit with that. By that time, they tried. They made another record. It didn't sell, so the Eyes of March broke up. So me and Jim Peterick were singing commercials together, doing sessions in Chicago.
Wow.
And there was a house band at one of the jingle producers, and these guys were Jim Peterick and Gary Smith and Dennis Johnson, who also ended up being members of Survivor. Because those guys used to play in between their jingle when they were taking jingle cuts. They would do some wicked, progressive rock stuff, and just have fun. Really excellent players. So Jim Peterick asked me to that. He told me he wanted to have a band. He had been doing a solo project. He wanted to turn it into a band, a band. And he asked me if I wanted to join. So I did. I thought it would be, a step up.
super cool. Now you have to tell everybody the story of Eye of the Tiger. Now let me tell you something. That is not my favorite Survivor song. I'm into The Search Is Over.
Yeah.
I'm
Queremos
into I
oír,
Can't
danos
Hold Back.
River acá.
So tell us something that we don't know about The Eye of the Tiger, which is such a classic.
Well, the way it came about was Sylvester Stallone was making Rocky III.
Yeah.
There was that opening scene, that opening fight scene. He had a Queen song. Another one, Bites the Dust. They always put a piece of music in there, anything in a movie. They put working thing. But he didn't think it was quite right, or they couldn't get the rights, or something. So he also was Tony Scott. He knew Tony Scotti. We were on Scotti Brothers record distributed by Epic Records. So. He was talking to Tony. He said, "I'm looking for a band. I want them to write me a song for that opening sequence, for that scene." And he said, "Well, I've got this band, Survivor." And he played him our Premonition album, our second record. He played that for him, and he said, "I like these guys. See if they can write me a song." We had 2 weeks because they were already well into production. So we had 2 weeks to pull it together, get in the studio, and cut Eye of the Tiger. So to write it, learn it. I didn't learn it until I showed up at the studio. I'd never heard any of it, So we all learned our parts and we all cut that.
And who wrote it? Was that Jim?
It was Jim Peterick and
That
Frankie
was your-
Sullivan.
yeah.
They wrote the song. That demo that we made actually ended up being in the soundtrack album whereas we recut it ourselves again at Rumbo in Canoga Park.
Yeah.
We cut up another album to go with it, the whole record. And so, but they used that because we didn't have time. They had to put that one in. It sounds pretty good though. The original demo we did. So
I'll tell you what, that was one of my favorite songs when it came out. I went to see Rocky 1, 2, and 3, and I heard that dun 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 dun, and hearing his voice. I was in a cover band at the time, singing,
Rising up.
and I'm going, how did it get up there, Brilliant song.
But what is that? Percussions and guitar?
He's hitting the hi-hat. Holding a cymbal.
¿Sí?
Está deteniendo el timbalo, ¿cómo se llama?
No, el platillo.
El platillo, claro. And then in goes you.
Yeah.
And then in goes you.
Then in goes me.
How old were you?
28.
28 years old.
28?
Yeah.
Ok, así sonaba
29,
Dave
29, I don't know.
a los 28, 29 años. Súbele, Rulo. Miren qué preciosa. Long intro, Long intro. That's Dave.
Yeah.
A ver, ponle pausa un segundo. Ponle pausa a la canción un segundo, por favor. Ponle pausa un segundo. I cannot even believe the pitch of your voice. I can't even do that.
He still sings it like
Claro.
that.
Rise
On the street.
Yes, my love. It's a 4-hour long show. Paul, that
4
microphone is yours. You don't need my authorization to speak. You can speak whenever you want.
I knew you were talking, so I was trying to get in there. Yeah.
So it's a 4-hour long
Yeah,
show.
just-
Y están los vocalistas de todas estas bandas con un show de 4 horas de largo.
Yes.
So, do you guys already know how long each one is going to play?
Well, we play with the audience, so sometimes it's a little
Bit longer.
Our part,
Yeah.
a little
It
long.
depends. It depends on the audience's behavior.
Well, we engage with them and they know the lyrics better than we do, I think.
Okay. Can you do like an audition for me and Rebecca to see if we could be like I'm thinking? Could I have been? Remember the Hart Sisters?
Yes, I met them both in an elevator in New York.
Okay, the Hart
And
Sisters.
actually played with Howard Leese and
Mira.
he played on some solo stuff of mine.
O sea, quiero que nos haga una audición. A ver, échate un come
Pero
on, feel the
espérame,
noise.
que nos dé unos tips de cómo
Okay.
canta un rockstar.
How does a rock
A
star need
diferencia
to
de un
sing?
pop star.
How does a rock star need to sing?
Opposed to a pop star.
I don't know. I think you find yourself. First of all, how I started. My mom was a singer, and so I was singing, like At Last, and I Want to Be Around, and Tony Bennett stuff, Sinatra, Italian songs, and then
What was your go-to song when you were young? There's always like
the first
one
song I learned on the guitar, and I fell in love with the guitar, was House of the Rising Sun.
Okay.
And that was the first
A ver,
song, and
sing a
I
little piece of
performed
that.
it on a children's show when I was 12 years old.
Ay, ya cállate, qué precioso.
Yeah.
Que a los 12 años en su pastorela, no es cierto, en un show de niños en su colegio, 12 años, cantó House of the Rising
However, I didn't
Sun.
find...
Is that the dun dun?
Dun, 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 there is a house in New Orleans, and it's bum, dun, 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 dun. And I love the picking of that.
A ver, House
And
of
it
the
had
Rising
all of the chords in it, especially an F chord, which you could go up
Ahí
and
está.
down the neck.
There it is.
There it is.
One of the greatest songs.
Tin, tin, tin. Pero that's like super low. House of the Rising
But I sang it.
Sun. Eh?
Yeah.
There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many poor boy. And God, I know I'm one.
And you were 12?
I was 12.
I think that when I was 12, I was singing like ABC from the Jackson 5. Wait.
Well, what's interesting, I didn't find my voice until, because I was playing in bands in bars when I was 16, and so I was singing cover songs. So I would sing, Steve Perry songs,
Uy, claro.
Which one? We know them all.
I sang a lot of them, Don't Stop Believing, or the lights go down in the city.
Everybody's obsessed with Don't Stop Believing.
Yes.
But you know what my favorite Journey song was? No, cero. No era esa. Era la de
Esa es la
Any way you want it, that's the way you get it. Any way you want it.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a great
And
song.
I also
Listen to
like the dun dun dun
Any
dun.
way you want it. ¿Sabes qué? You know what? I've always wanted to be a singer, but that's what I would do.
but-
I would be a cover singer.
Well, I covered him, and I covered Lou Gramm, and because I was singing all this stuff, and then when I got in the studio with Ronnie James Dio, he said, "You know what? Well, I had a record out when I was 17 with Bell Records, and the producer was Snuff Garrett, who did Sonny and Cher, Liza Minnelli, and it was 22 with a Bullet, and I did it with Mickey Dolenz sister, and it came out, and then Vicki Lawrence came out with "That's the Night That the Lights Went Out in Georgia,"
Yeah.
and they shelved my 45.
Okay, pero entonces, that's when you found your voice?
No, I didn't find my voice until I was in the studio, and my parents and we built a few studios together, and then I got in the studio with Ronnie James Dio, and he's got me to sound sort of like him. But then as time went on, I found Paul Shortino's voice. So, and
give us Paul Shortino's voice.
Paul Shortino's voice, okay. Well, I liked singing standards, so I sang earlier for you at last. So, or Summertime, and I love Janis Joplin. And the living is easy.
Qué increíble.
Fish are jumping.
What do you have in common? A ver.
That was one of the first songs that I sang like in public was "Summertime" with George Gershwin.
Really?
Yeah. Summertime and the living is easy. Yeah.
A ver, when did you find your voice, and what was your go-to song when you were young?
Well, the first band I was in, we were. I'm trying to think. What did we sing in that band?
Was it covers?
Louie?
Yeah, cover songs. Yeah. Well, we did do. Who didn't do Louie?
I know.
Louie.
Yeah.
You know, we
And the Young Rascals, do love, and then there were so many. Yeah.
But what is this? Late 70s, early 80s?
Late 60s.
60s.
Late
yeah.
60s.
In my neighborhood, there were like 3 garage bands on the street. You know what I mean? They'd open up the garage door and you'd have their amp set up.
Ay, qué
and everybody
increíble, las
walk over
bandas en
there
los garajes.
and sing with the band, you know?
That's the way I grew up.
But
too.
what was like there's always like a very dear song.
Well, I started
From your childhood.
The Beatles, so it was, yesterday.
Yeah.
All
my troubles seem
so far away.
Sí, es
So
una
I
bohemiada.
really studied the Pauls too, Paul McCartney and Paul Rogers. Then when the bad company came along,
Free was one of my favorites.
Porque wouldn't you say that
But I liked
what you
a lot
grow
of.
up listening to sort of defines your taste forever?
Well, I loved Motown. I loved all of the Motown stuff. The Temptations.
Oh,
I
claro.
loved Sam Cooke.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Steve
Rhythm and
Perry.
blues.
I don't know who. Almost everybody took from Sam Cooke.
yeah, sure.
Cupid,
When I was 8,
and
and I think that's the reason I'm so into like R&B and all that. Although I had my
I
rock
know
days.
you wanna leave.
This was my first absolute falling in love song that I could hear over and over again. And I asked my mom for a few cents and a few dollars to go to the store and buy this record. And this is it.
Quincy.
It's a great song.
Produced by Quincy Jones,
Yep.
Mr. George Benson.
Yep.
So this was on when I was 8. And then I explored, the Journeys and the Foreigners and the Billy Idols and the Survivor.
I
and the
loved his
Quiet
version of. He did Leon Russell's song.
Which one?
Oh God! It was his big hit.
Which one?
George Benson.
Give me the number.
It was a ballad. I can't think of it right now. I've got the CRS.
I wonder which one it was.
Can't remember stuff.
A
Sometimes.
ver, entonces Rebecca is going to give you the note.
Are
and
we
you,
really happy
Yo creo que
here
primero-
with this lonely
First of
game
all,
we
Nothing's gonna
play?
change my love for you. No. You wanna know
I'm
by
singing
now.
right now.
Which one?
Masquerade.
Masquerade.
Uy,
Are we
claro.
really happy?
Okay, Rebecca, give it a try.
Primero,
Give it a
yo
try.
creo que lo importante ahorita, ya oímos la voz
Ajá.
original de Dave en
Sí,
el
sí.
disco. Ahora
Sí.
pongamos la pista, arrancamos con Dave
Ajá.
y con esa pista vamos
Primero
a cantar tú y yo.
nosotros.
No, que él nos dé la
Okay.
línea para ver cómo.
Okay, Dave,
Entonces, Dave,
You have to give us the line. We're going to put...
la pista de Eye of the Tiger. para saber en dónde entrar también, porque es
Ok.
larguísima esa intro.
Okay, yeah, it's a very long intro.
A ver, dale.
A ver. A ver.
All right. Songs had long intros back then, though.
Rising, rising,
todavía no.
rising, rise. Okay.
Otra vuelta.
You know exactly where to do it, obviously.
I would hope.
Okay. Shoot.
Rising up, back on the street. Did my time, took my chances. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. So many times it happens too fast. You trade your passion for glory.
My bag.
Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive.
Vamos, everybody.
It's the eye of the tiger, it's the spirit of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivors stop to spread in the night, watching us all with the eye of the tiger.
Híjole, híjole.
Está bien
híjole.
difícil, la neta,
Está bien
No.
difícil, ¿eh? A ver,
Rising
espotea, espotea.
Back
Stop
on
it.
the
Okay, now it's our
street.
turn.
There's
You
no
have to
time
give us a
to
grade,
pretend.
okay?
Okay.
Okay, you did a great job.
Back on
Okay,
the field.
espotea y vamos Rebeca y
Oh,
yo.
that's not my
Okay, va Rebeca.
Wow.
Okay, tírala.
That's not mine.
Okay.
¿Pero en qué momento va? No tengo ni idea.
Where's my bag?
Dame de cue.
Ahorita vamos a decir nosotros dónde va.
I don't know where
Okay.
we are.
Okay, va.
Rising up, back on the street. Did my time, took my chances.
Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. Vas.
So many times it happens too
chorus.
fast. Don't you change
To the challenge of our rival.
And the
Ajá.
stop to pray in the night, and he's watching all of the eye of the tiger. You know what? I have such a masculine voice. I'm
No
shocked.
tenemos la voz del rock
No, we don't
star.
have a rock voice. Wait.
B plus.
Rising
We don't have a
up.
rock voice. We don't have a rock voice. This is absolutely unacceptable.
Me acabo de frustrar horrendo.
A ver,
We don't
ponme I
have a
Can't Hold
rockstar
Back.
voice.
A ver si esa me sale. A ver.
Rising back.
Then I'm
Oye,
going with you,
¿sabes qué?
Paul.
No,
So don't relax.
¿sabes qué estoy
¿Qué?
pensando,
No,
Marta?
me va a salir mejor
No.
I Can't Hold Back.
Está muy grave.
Are you going to sing I Can't Hold Back at the concert?
Yes.
Okay, great. Muy bien. Muy
Rising
bien.
up.
Yes, I
Okay.
am.
Back on
I
the-
Can't Hold Back, ya la tengo aquí.
I love that song. It's
¿Cuál
A
quieres?
ver, va. Okay. I'll sing it first.
Okay.
Okay.
Sí, sí la tienes.
I
ahí
Can't
está.
Hold Back. Me califican todos. Estamos en Facebook en W.
A ver, dale.
Me califican todos. I just need some support in the chorus. Okay. I Can't Hold Back. ¿Tú puedes, Rulo? Échala.
We're doing the chorus
Échala.
together.
All right, we're doing
Okay.
the chorus together.
My favorite.
Okay.
Qué gran rola
I'll do it
esta, ¿eh?
first. I'll do it first.
It's a beautiful song.
I love the song. I love the song. Y dice, there's a story in my eyes to the pages of desire.
Bien, vas.
Now it's time to trade those dreams for the rush of passion's fad. I can feel you tremble when we touch, and I feel the hand of fate reaching out to both of us. I've been holding back the night. ¿Dónde está la batería?
Muy bien. No, es que te
I've been
metiste.
searching for a clue from you. Help me. Try with all my might. Ok, muy bien.
Come on, Dave.
Ahí viene
Come
la
on,
parte
Dave.
que mejor me sale. to make the storyline come true. Can you feel me tremble when we touch? Can you feel the hand of fate reaching out to both of us? This love affair can't wait.
Can't hold on.
It just explodes inside my head.
Dale, le está saliendo
I
bien.
can't hold back, I won't back down. Girl, it's too late to turn back now.
Wow.
Qué difícil. Okay, this is 4 lines into the first song, and I'm exhausted, and you're gonna play a 4-hour-long
La
concert.
cantaste muy bien.
What are you talking about? I'm
Versión
exhausted.
Olivia Newton-John, pero bien.
See, this is my Olivia Newton-John version.
We're exhausted.
Am I a
too.
really bad singer? Am I a really bad singer?
No, you're a good singer.
Am I super off key?
You're a good singer.
Ay, Dios
good
mío.
singer.
Okay.
You
I
got
think
good
this was the
charm.
easy
Que no-
part. Now it's Paul's turn.
Que te toca,
okay.
Paul. Te toca,
Okay,
Paul.
it's your turn. Okay.
Well,
We're gonna do
can
Come
I
On,
do
Feel
a-
the Noise.
Well, can I just do a little acapella of Dreaming again?
Oh, sure.
Venga.
You can do
Okay.
whatever you want. This is your
Okay.
show.
Come on. Feel
There's
the-
a misty blue horizon heading in the east, and a rainbow has fallen. There's a pot of gold at my feet. When I woke up this morning with no one by my side, I thought for a moment, like a flash before my eyes, oh no, I feel I'm dreaming again. Oh no, I'm dreaming. Oh no, I feel I'm dreaming again. Oh no, I'm dreaming.
Wow.
¡Qué bárbaro!
Pero esas voces no se las manejamos tan profundas y buenas, ¿eh? No.
Sí, no.
Esas voces
Oigan,
son de
guys,
rockstar.
has your voice changed with age? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you know, it did. Yeah.
It gets
Deeper.
refined. You know, I have
Better.
a son that's
Deeper,
46, and he sounds
bit,
like
yeah.
me when I was young.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna try to do something. Primero vas tú. Suéltala. Rebecca.
Come on, feel the noise.
Venga.
Come on, Phil. The noise.
Vas.
Are we all
Que nos
doing
dé,
it, or
que
you
nos dé
gonna-
una...
She's gonna do it first. Vas.
¿A qué hora entro?
Ya. Come on. Ay, no. Va otra vez.
No,
Yo lo voy a
tú
hacer
estás ahí.
primero.
Aquí es todavía.
It already passed, ¿no?
No.
No, it's just
Estoy
it's
bien.
a long intro too.
Ah. Come on, feel the noise. Girls, rock your boys. You say why. Good. What happened?
Go with us.
We
Did we
started
go in
the
late?
wrong spot.
Okay. Let's do
Otra
it
vez.
again. Let's do it again.
Yo te
Give
digo
us that
dónde.
intro
See,
one
but
more
I
time
want
so
you to
we
leave
can count that
Rebecca
in.
alone. Like, I
Vamos
want to
con
see what
primera
she
parte.
sounds like. Okay.
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 You want me
Dale.
to stay
Okay.
out of this. okay?
Exactly.
Got
Y
it.
tú entras en...
Okay.
So you think I got, okay? Todavía no.
Ya era.
Come on, feel the noise. Girls, rock your boys. We'll get wild. ¿Ves el cue? Ahí es.
Okay. Number 1, she was super
Yo lo
late.
hice 100% good,
Okay,
güey.
va otra vez.
Vas
Va otra
tú,
vez.
ahora vas tú.
Voy yo. Pero ecualícenme bien.
Pero
hijo.
no, y entra aquí uno.
Yo
¿dónde?
voy a entraste tarde.
Your turn, right?
Yeah, my turn.
But are you gonna say?
But you have
so
to
you
say-
think I got a dirty mind, an evil mind?
No, va otra vez. Espérate, es que me está hablando Paul. Paul, you have to be objective and say who did it better.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Venga.
Okay. Come on, feel the noise. Girls, rock your boys. We'll get wild. So you think I got an evil mind? Come on, feel the noise. I don't know why. Okay, who did it better?
Ahora va solito, va solito
Okay.
Shortino, ya.
Okay.
Paul.
Just say
You
it,
did
just
it
say
better.
it. I did it better.
Oh my gosh.
¿Ya ves? Ahora cántale. Pero
Sorry.
You know what she does? You know what she does better than me?
She's got a heavy metal coat.
Yeah,
doesn't
you know what she does better than me?
No. Cofradías. El farolito que alumbras apenas mi calle desierta.
She's got a beautiful voice.
She does that better.
She does have a beautiful
Oye,
voice.
oye,
You
Short-
both,
Okay.
you both have good voices.
Now it's your turn.
Your
Come on, feel the
turn,
noise.
Shortino.
So I get to sing the same song?
Yeah, exactly. Over and over. Okay, go.
I've been singing it over and over and over.
Go.
Come on, feel the noise. Girls, rock the boys. We'll get wild, wild, wild. Wild, wild, wild. So you think I got it? I'm in the wrong.
I don't know how to wait. Es que
I
está en
was
otro
higher
tono.
than it really was.
Oh yeah, we always thought that it said "Girls rock your voice."
Fuck your
No.
boys.
It's
rock the
girls rock
boys.
your voice.
Boys.
Of
Yeah.
course, the boys.
I always
Okay,
liked that
guys.
part.
Thank you so much for being
Oh,
on the
it's
show.
all right.
You know what Boston song I loved? More than a feeling.
He's playing it.
Yeah, he's doing it.
He's doing it. A ver, pon Boston More Than a Feeling.
Vamos a tener
More
a Boston
than a
acá también.
feeling. Ah, na, 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 na. Oh, it's
Yeah, I
that
know.
that pitch. This is from me to you, Dave. The search is over. You were with me all the while.
Thank you.
Ay, viste qué bonito. Paul, Dave, thank you so much for being on the show. Have a
It
great
was
show
awesome.
on May 13th.
It was a slice of heaven.
Did you have a fun time?
Are you kidding?
That's
You
what
are
life
so
is all
fun.
about.
Both
Thank
of you guys.
Thank you. Be more than her, no? Me more
you,
than
you,
her.
you have a big effervescent